Hi everyone, welcome to Business English Podcast. I'm Tom.
I'm Mary.
Have you ever wondered how quickly you can adapt to sudden changes at work? What if your industry faces a major shift overnight? And are you prepared to handle unexpected challenges? Today, we're talking about resilient strategies for modern business.
Exactly. We'll explore why resilience matters, share real-world examples, and show how you can build a stronger mindset. This podcast will help you navigate uncertainty with confidence. We'll break it down into simple steps so you can study English and grow your business skills too.
We'll start with an overview, then give you practical tips, followed by a short English lesson. If you're working on your English, stick around. We get how challenging it can be. Remember to like this video and subscribe for more helpful content.
By the way, remember that practice makes progress. We want you to feel supported as you learn new expressions. So stay tuned, keep an open mind, and get ready to boost your confidence in both business and language.
Let's dive into our main topic, adaptation and resilience in business. Many companies are facing rapid changes, especially with technology and global competition. Actually, the ability to pivot quickly can decide whether a company thrives or struggles to survive. It's that crucial, you know?
Exactly. Organizations now deal with remote work, shifting consumer preferences, and emerging markets. Well, they have to rethink strategies all the time. If they don't adapt, they risk becoming irrelevant. We've seen big names collapse when they failed to see changes coming.
That's right. Think about Blockbuster, for instance. They stuck to physical stores while Netflix embraced streaming. Before long, Blockbuster couldn't keep up. You see, business landscapes shift fast. Leaders who notice trends and move swiftly often create new opportunities instead of merely reacting.
And that's where resilience comes in. Resilience isn't just about surviving tough times. It's about adapting to new conditions and staying productive amid uncertainty and predict. It's a skill you can build, and it can keep you motivated when things get chaotic.
Let's talk about why resilience is a top priority. In recent years, digital disruption and economic shifts happen faster than ever. People change jobs more often, supply chains evolve, and customers demand innovation. Actually, being flexible is a necessity, not a luxury.
You see, even startups with limited resources can outcompete bigger players if they adapt quickly. Take the smartphone industry. Some brands rose fast by catching user trends, while giants once thought unbeatable lost market share. Speed and resilience really matter.
Exactly. Another point is how employees themselves need resilience. Workers face pressure to learn new skills and tools constantly. Well, if they resist change, they get left behind. But if they embrace it, they stay valuable to their organizations and keep growing.
Speaking of which, some companies invest in training programs to support that mindset. They encourage employees to experiment, fail fast, and learn from mistakes. That's how they build an adaptable culture. Actually, psychological safety also helps people share ideas freely, fueling more innovation.
We should also consider technology. Artificial intelligence, for example, disrupts many fields. Companies that embrace AI can analyze data faster, automate tasks, and make smarter decisions. Meanwhile, those that ignore such tools risk falling behind. It's all about proactive adaptation.
Exactly. AI is transforming finance, healthcare, marketing, and even education. Basically, it's changing how we work, what we learn, and how companies grow. Leaders must decide how to harness AI responsibly. They need to train people, set ethical guidelines, and remain flexible.
Now, resilience is also linked to mindset. People who see change as a threat resist it. People who see it as a chance to grow welcome it. Actually, that positivity can lead to better performance and creativity, especially under tight deadlines or tough conditions.
Yes, I agree. Companies benefit when they create a supportive environment. Basically, open communication, shared goals, and trust help everyone adapt faster. When a new challenge appears, teams that collaborate and problem solve together build momentum. That synergy multiplies the overall resilience of the organization.
Thinking about real-world examples, let's consider Apple. They started with computers, then moved into music players, smartphones, and more. They constantly reimagined themselves. This ability to pivot has made them a leader. They show that adaptation can open new markets.
Yes, that's a great example. Another one is Amazon. It began with books online, then expanded into nearly everything, plus cloud computing. Actually, their drive to experiment and accept short-term risks paid off. They're a textbook case of resilience shaping long-term success.
Indeed, these examples show that taking calculated risks, innovating, and accepting that failure might occur is part of resilience. Without a willingness to adapt, companies can't keep up with shifting market demands. I mean, it's a big reason why some brands flourish.
Also, resilience helps leaders make tough choices during crises. A good leader stays calm, listens to feedback, and adjusts the plan. That approach can prevent panic and confusion within teams. When employees see that leadership is composed, they mirror that behavior too.
That's the power of emotional intelligence, right? Leaders who communicate empathy and optimism inspire trust. You see, building resilience isn't just about processes. It's also about caring for people, giving them a clear vision, and helping them embrace uncertainty.
Exactly. Resilience includes learning from setbacks rather than giving up. For instance, if a product launch fails, a resilient team gathers feedback, refines the approach, and tries again. That cycle of continuous improvement keeps them agile and fosters a culture of growth.
Well, to sum up, resilience is no longer optional. It's a strategic advantage. By staying open-minded and ready for change, businesses can keep moving forward, even in chaos. I believe that sums up the importance of today's topic: adaptation and resilience in modern business.
Yes, that's a solid overview. Maybe we can share more thoughts on how different industries approach change. In finance, for example, automation and crypto have reshaped services. Banks that adapt to digital trends remain competitive, while those clinging to old processes risk losing customers.
That's right. In retail, e-commerce was already big, but the pandemic accelerated online shopping. Suddenly, having an efficient online platform became vital. Physical stores had to integrate digital tools, like curbside pickup or contactless payments. Those who hesitated faced serious challenges.
Healthcare also had to adapt, shifting to telemedicine and virtual consultations. Actually, remote patient monitoring tools became normal. Clinics that quickly adopted these technologies served patients better. This doesn't mean traditional methods disappeared, but resilience allowed them to diversify and meet urgent demands.
I see a pattern here. Whether it's finance, retail, or healthcare, embracing innovation and staying flexible is key. When disruption happens, resilient organizations pivot fast. They don't wait until it's too late. In many ways, resilience is the foundation for sustainable growth.
Exactly. And resilience isn't only for big corporations. Small and medium enterprises can use lean strategies to test ideas and adapt quickly. Actually, they might have an advantage because they can make decisions faster. The key is to stay alert and never stop learning.
Yes. Another important factor is collaboration across departments and with external partners. Sometimes breakthroughs happen when teams exchange knowledge or work with experts outside the company. In a fast-evolving world, no single department has all the answers. It's about synergy.
Exactly. As we wrap up this section, remember that resilience is multifaceted. It involves openness to change, continuous learning, strategic risk-taking, and strong leadership. Basically, it's not just a buzzword. It can shape an entire organization's future, keeping it ahead in any industry.
All right. Let's conclude this part by emphasizing how resilience can actually reduce stress too. When people feel equipped to face change, they worry less about uncertainty. This positive mindset fuels creativity, keeps teams engaged, and drives businesses to remain competitive in any climate.
That's so true. A resilient workplace often has better morale and higher retention. People don't panic when unexpected problems arise. They see them as challenges to solve. Well, that's enough for now. Let's move on to some practical tips for building resilience.
Absolutely. We'll share ways to help you and your team adapt to change more smoothly. Stay tuned, because these strategies are powerful, whether you're a manager or just starting out. Let's get practical now. We've seen how resilience matters, so how can we actually strengthen it? Our first tip: adopt a growth mindset. Basically, see challenges as opportunities to learn. That perspective empowers you to stay curious and keep improving no matter what.
Exactly. If you fail at something, reflect on what went wrong, then try a different approach. Don't just say, "I can't do it." Instead, say, I can't do it yet. This slight change helps you push forward instead of giving up at the first hurdle.
Yes, and that leads us to the second tip, continuous learning. Stay updated on industry trends, new technologies, and best practices. Whether you read articles, attend webinars, or watch videos like this, ongoing education keeps you adaptable. That knowledge becomes your competitive edge.
Let me see, the third tip is all about networking. Engage with peers, mentors, and even competitors. By the way, having a strong professional network provides support, fresh ideas, and shared resources. Collaboration can solve problems faster than going solo, especially in volatile markets.
Exactly. Another tip, develop flexible plans. Don't lock yourself into a single strategy. Instead, have multiple scenarios in mind. If market conditions shift, you can pivot without scrambling. Scenario planning helps you anticipate problems and react calmly, rather than panic.
Speaking of plans, tip number 5 is to embrace technology. Like, use project management tools, data analytics, or automation to streamline your operations. Actually, tech can free you from repetitive tasks, so you can focus on big-picture decisions and quick adjustments.
All right, next tip. Encourage open communication within your team. If employees feel safe sharing concerns, you can spot issues earlier. That transparency fosters trust, which is vital in times of uncertainty. Basically, people who trust each other adapt faster and collaborate better.
Yes, plus feedback loops can help you refine strategies quickly. Let's say a certain process isn't working. If your team communicates openly, they'll let you know, and you can fix it right away. In contrast, poor communication often leads to bigger problems down the line.
Another important tip, manage stress effectively. Resilience and mental health go hand in hand. Actually, mindfulness techniques, regular breaks, and a balanced workload can boost productivity. When employees feel burned out, they won't adapt well to new projects or sudden changes.
Yes, that's crucial. A burned-out workforce can't pivot effectively. By the way, encourage exercise, healthy eating, and flexible scheduling when possible. Basically, a healthy mind and body support creativity and responsiveness. You want your team energized and ready to tackle whatever comes next.
Here's another one. Celebrate small wins. If your team accomplishes something new or overcomes a challenge, recognize it. That positive reinforcement builds confidence. Actually, recognizing progress, even if it's minor, helps people see they're moving forward. It keeps morale high in uncertain times.
Exactly. Also, consider cross-training employees. If people know multiple roles, the team stays flexible. If someone leaves or a sudden vacancy appears, someone else can fill in. That versatility keeps operations running smoothly and boosts team unity. It's a proactive approach to change.
Well, moving on, let's talk about leadership training. Good leaders model resilient behavior. They stay calm, communicate clearly, and encourage their teams. Organizations that invest in leadership development often adapt faster because managers guide the culture. Actually, an effective leader influences how everyone responds to adversity.
Another tip is to practice decision-making under pressure. You can simulate crisis scenarios with your team. When you train for stressful situations, you build mental muscle. That way, if something happens unexpectedly, you don't freeze. You respond quickly and confidently.
Building resilience doesn't happen overnight. It's like working out. You have to practice repeatedly. Actually, set small goals, measure progress, and celebrate milestones. Over time, your organization and your own mindset will transform, making it easier to adapt to big disruptions.
Exactly. Tip number 10, keep a pulse on market changes. Regularly review your competitors, customers, and industry reports. New rebase. If you spot a new trend or a shift in consumer behavior, adjust quickly. That awareness prevents you from being blindsided by sudden market shifts.
Also, encourage individual accountability. Each team member should own their tasks and be proactive about solving problems. Well, that creates a sense of responsibility. People won't just wait for instructions. They'll look for solutions themselves. In a changing environment, that initiative really counts.
Yes, personal ownership drives faster adaptability. Another tip, build an emergency fund or resource buffer if you're running a business. Having a financial cushion buys you time to pivot. Without it, even small setbacks can become crises. Preparation is part of resilience.
That's smart. Also, diversify your skill set. If you're an employee, learn about related roles. If you're a business owner, explore new revenue streams. Depending on only one skill or product is risky. Spreading your options increases your capacity to handle sudden changes.
Yes, and keep track of your achievements. During uncertain times, it's easy to doubt yourself. A record of past successes can remind you that you've overcome challenges before, like, confidence is built on tangible wins. You can refer to that history to stay motivated.
All right, let's mention mentorship. Finding a mentor who's navigated big changes can accelerate your learning. They've been there, done that, and can offer tailored advice. Actually, mentors also give emotional support, which boosts resilience when facing daunting transitions in your career or business.
Yes, exactly. Also, seek feedback from diverse perspectives. Whether you talk to customers, employees, or colleagues from other fields, fresh viewpoints help you spot blind spots. Sometimes, all you need is someone outside your bubble to identify a solution you hadn't considered.
Finally, combine all these tips into a personalized strategy. Resilience isn't one size fits all. Tailor it to your environment, your goals, and your team. Keep reviewing and adjusting as you go. If you do that, you'll build a robust framework for staying strong in any storm.
Yes, that's a great approach. Let's move on to our English lesson next, where we'll highlight some key vocabulary and idioms related to resilience and adapting to change.
Now let's start our English lesson. We'll highlight 5 useful terms related to today's topic. First up is pivot. In a business context, pivot means changing direction or strategy in response to market shifts. It comes from the idea of turning on one point.
Exactly. For example, our sales dropped when new competitors appeared, so we decided to pivot to a subscription-based model. This shows how you switch your focus or approach. You might hear pivot often in startup culture and tech, but it's useful in any industry.
Yes. The second phrase is fail fast. It sounds negative, but it's actually positive in business. Fail fast means trying new ideas quickly, accepting potential failure, and learning from it right away. That way, you minimize losses and gain valuable insights for improvement.
Exactly. A sample sentence might be, we launched a beta version to fail fast and gather user feedback. Basically, failing fast is about being agile, not reckless. You aim to discover flaws early so you can fix them or pivot before investing more resources.
Let's move on to the third term, growth mindset. This concept means believing that your abilities and intelligence can develop through effort and learning. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, you think, I can improve if I keep practicing.
Yes, that's crucial for adapting to business challenges. A growth mindset welcomes feedback, views mistakes as lessons, and stays open to new ideas. For instance, I've never used this software before, but with a growth mindset, I can learn it step by step.
All right, the fourth word is cushion, especially in a financial or strategic sense. A cushion is something that protects you from a hard impact. In business, a cushion often refers to extra funds or resources that help you handle unexpected costs or crises.
Yes. For example, we set aside cash as a cushion in case sales fluctuate. It's basically a safety net. You see, having a cushion allows businesses to pivot or try new strategies without immediate financial danger. It keeps you stable while experimenting.
Finally, our fifth phrase is blind spot. A blind spot is something you can't see or fail to notice. In business, it refers to an area of ignorance or oversight. For example, our blind spot was not realizing how customers would react to the new design.
Exactly. Blind spots can lead to missed opportunities or big mistakes. That's why it's helpful to get feedback or do market research. By identifying blind spots, you can address problems before they escalate. It's all about awareness and keeping an open mind.
Let's review these 5 terms together. Pivot. Change direction when circumstances shift. Fail fast. Test ideas quickly. Learn from mistakes and move on. Growth mindset. Believe you can improve through effort. Cushion. Extra resources as backup. Blind spot. Unseen issues or gaps.
Exactly. Let's do a quick role-play example. Imagine you run a small tech startup. You notice a blind spot in your marketing, so you pivot your strategy to target a new audience. You fail fast by launching a mini campaign, learn from errors, and keep going.
Yes. And during that process, you maintain a growth mindset, believing you can master new marketing tools. Meanwhile, you have a cushion of funds to cover short-term losses. That scenario shows how these terms work together, helping you adapt and stay resilient.
That's a neat example. Also, note that these terms are quite common in modern business conversations. If you use them correctly, you'll sound more fluent and professional. People will recognize that you understand core concepts of agility, innovation, and risk management.
Right. Another tip: incorporate these words into your practice. You might say, "We decided to pivot after identifying a blind spot in our strategy." Or, "Let's fail fast by testing this idea." Speaking them out loud solidifies your understanding and boosts your confidence.
Yes, and don't forget to reflect on real-life examples. If you see a company pivoting in the news, think about that. Is it because of a blind spot or changing markets? Do they have a cushion to fund this move? That mental exercise reinforces the vocabulary.
Good point. It's also a smart way to learn business English by connecting it to current events. Actually, reading articles on startups or big companies can provide many examples of these terms in action. Then, you can observe how native speakers use them.
Absolutely. This lesson should help you navigate conversations about adaptability and resilience. Keep practicing these phrases. Next time you join a meeting or discuss strategy, try slipping them in naturally. Eventually, they'll become part of your everyday business vocabulary.
To sum up our English lesson, we covered pivot, fail fast, growth mindset, cushion, and blind spot. These terms capture the essence of responding quickly, learning constantly, preparing for the unexpected, and spotting gaps in your approach. Use them often to enhance your fluency.
Exactly. We hope this boosts your confidence and clarifies some common expressions. Let's wrap up the English lesson here. Next, we'll move on to our closing segment, where we summarize today's main points and share our final thoughts. Stay with us.
Now, let's close today's episode. We discussed how adapting to change and building resilience can give you a competitive edge. We also dove into practical tips like maintaining a growth mindset, planning for multiple scenarios, and fostering open communication within teams.
Yes, and we highlighted why resilience is critical in today's volatile business environment. We looked at best practices from top companies, discussed the role of leadership, and explained how psychological safety can encourage people to speak up, share ideas, and adapt faster.
We also shared practical tips like continuous learning, building strong networks, and embracing technology. Actually, these strategies help you stay agile, seize new opportunities, and reduce stress when things get uncertain. A healthy work culture and mindset make all the difference.
Exactly. Then we moved into our English lesson, focusing on 5 terms: pivot, fail fast, growth mindset, cushion, and blind spot. We covered how these words tie into resilience and adapting to change, giving you more confidence when discussing business topics in English.
Let me see. Overall, if you apply these resilient strategies and incorporate these new expressions into your daily conversations, you'll see real progress. Businesses that adapt quickly often come out stronger, and as a language learner, you'll sound more polished and professional.
Yes, that's the ultimate goal. We want you to feel empowered both in business and in your English communication. Embrace mistakes, learn from them, and keep practicing. It's a journey, not a sprint. The key is to stay curious, consistent, and confident.
All right, that's a wrap for today. We hope this episode gave you actionable insights on resilience and valuable English terms. If you found this content helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate your support immensely.
Yes, and feel free to leave a comment or question below. We love hearing your thoughts, and maybe we'll feature them in a future episode. Keep learning, keep pushing your limits, and remember, resilience is the secret to thriving in a world of change.
Thanks again for tuning in. We're excited to have you on this journey. Stay inspired, stay adaptable, and we'll catch you next time here on Business English Podcast. Take care.
Absolutely. Keep challenging yourself with new experiences, fresh ideas, and consistent practice. We believe in your potential. Until next time, stay resilient, keep learning, and remember that every obstacle is a chance to grow. See you soon.